I mean, I think I felt really good about the team today. We got off to a tough start. I have a lot of respect for Kevin Callahan and the program that he has. I think he's got some good athletes. I think they began with a great game plan against us. With the way they handled us a year ago, I think that certainly their guys came here with the idea that they were going to give us a game. They certainly did that. They're aware, we're aware kind of what we might have with regards to injuries. Tyler going down early in the game didn't necessarily help us, but I was certainly glad with the job that Austin did as well as Ryan. Both of them, I thought, really did do a good job for us. I thought the offense, Dave Patton, the offensive staff, did a good job of adjusting to what they had going on. And they've got some good players on defense. They've got some guys that I think are pretty good. From a defensive perspective, again, I think their game plan was good against us. They came after us, I think, pretty well. They were hurting us in the inside zone, then hurt us on the outside zone. Then they'd throw something across the middle, then throw something deep. Then they'd wind up throwing the screens to the outside. And it was like every one of them was effective and successful. It looked like, I mean, it felt like we didn't even practice last week after that first drive or two. But kind of the second quarter, we did a better job of kind of adjusting to that. I thought the defensive staff, similar to what we have done in the past, I thought we did a great job of adjusting and doing what we needed to get done at halftime. And I haven't had a chance to look at any of the stats yet, but if I'm not mistaken, we were down 17-3 at one time. So we come out with 35 unanswered points. When you're down by 17-3, you're down by 2 touchdowns. I'm pretty proud of that. So the offense played well. The defense certainly did a great job in the second half. I think our special teams played well, except Evan wasn't particularly effective today with his punting. He was kind of below par, certainly significantly below par for him. I thought our coverage downfield was good. And, you got to give Kevin some credit there. The second quarter, it's 4th and 1, like the old 20-yard line or wherever it was, and to go for a fake there and a pass. And it wasn't like we had nobody with that guy. So he had to make a good throw, and that's not a quarterback. He had to make a good throw. The guy had to make a good catch, and that helped him. But I was really, really pleased at the end when we were able to kind of put enough pressure on them where they missed the kick. So bottom line, across the board, offensively, defensively, special teams, I was very, very proud of the job we did today and what we were able to do, I think, in the second half. But again, taking into account being down 17-3 and having a 35-point run, that doesn't happen that much. It's happened to us a couple times, though, I think, this year. And it's happened to us maybe a couple times in the past. But I'm pretty proud of that. I think what a lot of coaching staffs wind up doing in halftime, if they have 2 or 3 things they're giving them trouble with, they try to solve all those things. That's a lot of adjustments to have to make with your players. I think with Mickey Matthews' experience and the stuff that he is going on, they're okay. They looked at what they hurt us with. We got to stop this. We got to stop this. Here's how we're going to do that. Let's really focus on that and let's get that right. That's what we did. And from an offensive perspective, I think it was more a matter of Dave being comfortable with what are the plays we can effectively call, what are the plays maybe we should stay away from, because they haven't gotten as many reps as you'd like in some of those areas. But that's basically what happened at halftime. By the time I gave the coaches, we needed a little bit more time, especially on defense, to kind of get ready. So I always give them like a 1-minute warning. The coaches they got 1 more minute, then I come out and I go for about a minute, so let them out. But the coaches needed more time. So by the time I got out to talk to the team, I gave them an incredible motivational talk at halftime. I said, hey, we're down, let's go. Let's go. Let's go back to Jacksonville State, okay? So one guy goes down, another guy goes down, another guy goes down. So it's not like this has never happened to us before. And a coaching staff and a team cannot go into any game. You're only one play away from getting hurt. And it's a physical game, and things happen. So you got to make sure that whoever you have ready, you always got to make sure you've got a contingency plan ready to go. We always have that contingency plan. To be able to kind of get it moving takes a little bit of time. And it winds up taking a little bit of time, too, for guys like Austin or Ryan to frankly kind of get used to what's going on the field and get moving. They got to get in a little bit of a rhythm and a tempo as well. It takes a little while. I make a very, very big deal to our guys about we live in the greatest country in the world, but we live in a world where there are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people that will not hesitate to give up their lives, and they have unlimited funding because they think what we do is evil. It's our military that protects us. So we go back to talk about terrorism. We talk about 9/11. We talk about November 11th. We talk about those things on a pretty regular basis. So for our guys, what happens when a guy the same age as my guys loses his life in some godforsaken desert in the Middle East. And the mother sending a letter to the President of the United States, Mr. President, why did I have to lose my son? And the answer always comes back, so we can live in freedom. So what I expect from our guys is, one, appreciate what we have, and I expect our guys to take responsibility for that freedom. That goes right to BAM. So we said a prayer for the military today.
Joe, as two of your former critics, many years
By the way, these are classmates of mine from high school. Go ahead. Now, does he think he has a microphone? Because this is on television. So you good? No, it's okay. Go ahead.
3-man rush most of the game. What was the logic there?
With when we were blitzing, they were doing a decent job of picking up guys. And the quarterback was doing a good job throwing the ball in money and releasing the ball pretty easily. So they hurt us, and they were effective with being able to get the ball out. And I think they have some good receivers. They do a good job of breaking tackles. I think they're effective with that. So what we decided to do, we disguised some of that stuff as well. So we'd be in a 3-man rush and bring 5. We'd be in a 3-man rush and bring 6. We'd bring a 3-man rush and bring 2. So we would do those things. But in the passing situations, we said, okay, let's cover. Let's focus on cover so we got more guys getting to the ball. And did that as opposed to one guy on a receiver, he's got to make the play. I think our defense, I definitely want our defense. I want our system across the board to be flexible. And what you've got to have, a system, offensively, defensively, special teams, that's sophisticated enough that you have answers for any type of team that you might have to play, but simple enough so you can execute it. That's really the key as far as that goes. So to have the flexibility built into your system is one thing. What you prepare for and what you game plan that week is another thing. But our quarterback goes down, you've got to have a contingency plan. They're hurting us on quick passes. We're trying to bring guys. We're in man coverage. We got to be able to adapt and adjust to that. Otherwise, you sit through the whole game, and then you complain later, boy, they had a great game today. We got to adapt and adjust to that. So that's the way we do that. So it's this, we are a 4-3 team, but based on personnel, we could very well have 3 linemen in there. We could have 5 defensive backs. We could have 6 defensive backs. It depends on what we want to do in a particular drive, but we base out of a 4-3. At the end of the first drive, I kept turning around, and the guy comes over to give me Gatorade, and I said, I don't want a Gatorade. I want like a double belt of scotch. That's what I was looking for at the end of the first drive. I think our coaches, I think what I was proud of, a lot of times coaches don't keep their head and stuff like that. The moaning, the groaning, the yelling. And I'm listening to our guys all the time, our coaching staff. So Mickey got the guys together. Let's take a look at what hurt us. This hurt us, this hurt us, this hurt us. But we're not doing a great job. We're not doing a great job of tackling. We're not doing a great job getting the ball. Maybe we got to watch this. We got to watch this. We went back and talked to the guys about that. And it took us a little while to kind of get it down. But when we got it down, we were effective.
We knew. I think we really prepared with our packages this week, like subbing people in and out and stuff like that, because that was something we harped on like in the past. I think last week we had some trouble with that. Sometimes we might have to waste the timeout and stuff to get that fixed. So this week we were really working on like people get in and out, know what we're doing, make sure you get your eyes to the sideline, like know what the play is before. So and sometimes they like to run that hurry up especially after the big plays. Some of those were on the third down. So I think we just locked in more to knowing what the call was, so you could go through like your thought process before the play, and then that ended up and I was playing like we can play. I think at halftime, might scared some of the fans, stuff like that. And the coach thinking that, coming in 17-3 at halftime, that and they were playing pretty good. We were playing pretty bad the first half, I would say. Coaches just routed us up. None of that negative stuff. Just routed us up and told us we could play defense that we know we can play. Went over a few things that are easy fixes that really make a big difference. And then once we started, and then also I'm going to give a lot credit to our offense. Once our offense started getting rolling, it really gives you on defense a nice boost of confidence as well. So I think just some minor stuff we did at halftime, and then rallying around our offense as well.
Well, first of all credit goes to God, because without him, none of this would be possible. I wouldn't even be on the field. And I think that says that it really doesn't matter who's in there at QB. We all can get the job done. You know what I'm saying? Because we got a great O-line, got a great coach, got a great offensive coordinator. He's going to put us in the right position to make plays. And, yeah.
Well, Coach, he wanted us to take it one play at a time. He said, like, every play, make it a good play. Went out there, just tried to execute. The playmaking, it just came from the O-line making great blocks and everything.
Well, as everybody saw, I got off to a terrible start. Everybody saw that. But my team got gathered around me, and it's like, we believe in you. Like, we know you can do this. And then Hop came to me, and he was like, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody's going to believe in you. So that's when I started, you know what I'm saying, maybe I can do this. And came out there, put points on the board. Ryan got in the box. Everybody was getting in the box. And all credit goes to God.
Huge influence. Those guys making names for themselves, going to a small school like Coastal, where people, like they really put our school on the map in a lot of different ways. Going to like Super Bowl, both of them. So I think that helps out us tremendously. And then also coming into the locker room and stuff like today, Josh came up during our pregame meal and was talking to us and gave us a nice little good speech before, and that really riles people up and stuff and makes us realize that even at the smaller level we are right now, even though we're moving up, people can still make it and people can still make it for their name. So people are going to ball out as best they can.
Piggyback on what Alex said, seeing those type of people, you know what I'm saying, make it to the NFL, it puts in our hearts, yeah, we can do this. Doesn't matter where you come from. If it's talent, if talent's there, talent's there. Nobody can deny that. I don't think there's any question that we can put points up on the board, and I don't think it really matters. Like I said, who's in there, everybody on this team can get the job. Even if we could pull some red shirts up, they can get the job done too. You know what I'm saying? So it really doesn't matter. Me and Ryan gonna get, cause I don't feel like I had a great game today. So we're gonna get back in the lab. We're gonna tweak everything, fix everything, and hold it down till my man Tyler Keene comes back.
It's a good point to bring up the next man up stuff. But our premier backs and our supposed to be starting quarterback and stuff gets injured, and we got like young guys like true freshmen and stuff stepping up, and they're putting points up on the board like no one really thought they could. So I think that's an awesome thing for these young guys, and I think that they can keep doing it, especially with some veterans we got on our teams that can really rally around them. So I think like we did play tonight, I think even if someone gets injured, that's what happens in football. It's just not everyone's going to be healthy. So having the kids that we have and the coaches we do, I think that any situation we get, I think we can, I keep saying this a lot, rally, because we really do have a good team bond. So I think that no matter what happens, we're going to tough it out, and we're going to play best we can the rest of the season.